2014. The second edition of the Food and Beverage Festival will be happening at the Green Mamba Gardens and Jacarlo Bar and Restaurant in Senegambia. Entertainment will be provided by the King of Kora, Jaliba Kuyate, and the Kumare Band will be present.
Food and Beverage Festival at home 8 and 9 metal avec killer sudo men David Dialaba.
There will be live performances by Gambian artists, drummers, acrobats, singing competition, eating competition, wrestling competition, and many more. Prepare yourself for local and international cuisines, for they will be there in abundance. Entrance fee is only $100. Proudly sponsored by Banjul Breweries and
Iodine is an essential trace element needed by the body for growth and development.
Iodine happens to be among the minerals that are needed by the body, and they are needed in small quantity to enable the body to do its function properly.
Iodine is very critical to health, to human health, to the brain, development of the brain, prevention of goiters. You know that you've seen a lot of people having goiters, especially where there is nothing like salt in your water, like in the ocean area, the sea area. You know, we have seafoods. So as a result of that, you see less of goiter in the urban area and near the coast than you see in the eastern part of this country, because it's fresh water out there. Sometimes there's less consumption of not just salt but iodized salt, and foods that have iodine in them, which are mostly sea or salt water related.
But its absence has several health consequences, together called iodine deficiency disorders.
When people live in areas where they are not consuming enough iodine in their diet, they can be at risk of developing some of these conditions that I'm about to name. Chiefly among them is that among women, it affects women and young children particularly, and also the adolescent population. They are really more vulnerable. For women, especially for pregnant women, it can lead to things like miscarriages, stillbirths, or giving birth to children with some defects, some physical and also psychological defects. Again, it can lead to things like for young children particularly, it affects the maturation of the brain. And that's the most sympathetic part of it, because it has been proven that in the people who live in iodine deficient zones, especially for children, it can really impact on their IQ. For example, it can bring their IQ level by 20%. And I think that's a very serious consequence as far as the ability of that child to go to school and learn and be able to make good use of his or her schooling is really compromised. It also affects productivity, especially among the adult population, because people who live in iodine deficient area are usually sluggish. They are very slow, and their understanding sometimes is being compromised. So it really affects the the productivity of communities and hence the productivity of nations. So in a short, if I am to tell you about the consequences of iodine deficiencies, they include miscarriages, they include stillbirths, they increase infections or morbidity, and in certain cases they can also contribute towards mortality, and it also reduces production, especially among the older population. And among the school-going age, it affects their IQ and that is their mental status.
This is why the National Nutrition Agency, NANA, under the Office of the Vice President, has taken it up to ensure the general public is sensitized on iodine consumption. Recognizing the importance of nutrition in our daily lives, NANA has actively transformed and coordinated well the activities of salt iodization, working with stakeholders, traders and producers.
We have a regulation governing the importation and exportation of iodized salt in this country. At the same time too, we will work with the local communities in the Gambia. It might not be surprising to you to know that there are certain communities in the Gambia that are producing salt. We will also try to work with them with some other partners like UNICEF, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Trade, the Customs and Excise, to ensure that the salt that they produce at the community level is also iodized. So if we are able to tackle those two areas, enforce the regulations, enforce our market surveillance, and ensure that all salt coming from Senegal mainly is iodized, and the salt that is produced in the Gambia is iodized, then I think our market will have a lot of iodized salt up to a point whereby any salt dealer that you go to into the market will have some iodized salt on his or her table.
Nka boro keje puru asanna mol nafa asa banko nafa nka komen bondi jang safo ko senum balam because ngalon birinta da janeta fa moy ko nyingel asane ata nyame ndolla ko bondo ni aje akache standard code akache code me alon ko betolam because nka tama ni silo lala ni sarato nyin ko do ku kuto ye mentan wala nyindi ko nka ko bondi dinkir nka je bondi dinkiral do kata dinkiral fo jannabe futala ko ka bodame andu nafuda da ko ka bodame an sa nka to patol bawon ka ja fo loku ni ngaja ngasamba ko bondi dula andu ngasamba ko ka dum bu men ko ni ngalandi je fona nka boro chaga so boro dum fona ka fintindi molka dum ka nafa so be so wala dina ko men ka bo akuma ya ta bakel fesain amonya na kele Gambia no le lombaliat bawo bunda men boko nana ani UNICEF wolbe yesimfa baleta nyinko do ko la kodo foy ka yatimo so do mealonko akata banko be kan sango sang akata ka bankoran ka komembe molbul ka nyami anin boro so wodo Gambia no janni bida ko sanna bantala ngamen dol fon ka ko kendo men bonna banko kanjal ngacho ko sannadi ngacho ko domoladi because ko le mealon ko nka boro kejele isita ko do sam banda amam boro so
toujours nga gis xalé ko xamné da fay tuddu rek tank yi sew bir bi reuy bop bi reuy ñu nan ki dafa xibon da fay mut suuf da fay def lenn nak lenn li koy waral yépp dafa am benn matière bu nek waron nek ci yaramam ta amu ci muy lan di ko tuddé manam matière bo xamanteni ayoti ci yaram ba baax li koy joxe nak bokk na ci comme ñun Afrique dañ bëgg xorom te lépp lu ñuy togg dañ ci def xorom parce que ñam boo fi togg te defoo ci xorom dafay lewet te ñun même bu fekkee da nga feebar def hôpital ñu ayee la xorom sax dañ naan woo ko ñii de da dul lekkati lu neex kon nag fexe ba xorom bi nga xam ne moom la ñu jëfandikoo ci biir kër yi di ko togg bis bu nekk ngir yàlla nañu sàmmwante suñu njaboot comme ni ñu ko naanaa ci digalee ngir ñuy use xorom bi nga xam ne dafa am ayoti moo ñuy noppal ndax duñ mën a wax ne yeneen lekk yi am ayoti danañ ko mën a lekk toujours waaye xorom moom bis bu ne ñu lekk kon dafa jaadu nag ñun borom kër yi wala képp koo xam ne da nga yar njaboot di joxe dépense nga fexe ba xorom bi ngay indi ci kër gi ñu koy xoromee ci li ngay lekk mu am ayoti dina la dimbali ci li ngay def pour ñi nga xam ne juddooguñ waaye yow miy dund dina la aar ñi juddoogul te su boobaa da nga gis ne da nga am dund bu rafet di nga am wér gu yaram
mbaɗi on ntele Modou Ndiaye mbe dow ko la jare kenda pundato bunda mi an ko wala marto jare kenda ki badol ganjawla anin ka jare kenda la ko